Welcome to Jackie's Craft Table. Hello, thanks for joining me today. I have a fall-themed card for you. I am stamping up this stamp set from My Favorite Things, and it's called Fall Friends. You can't go too wrong with a stamp set that includes a scarecrow, a fox, and a sunflower. I just love this set. I'm using some Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and I'm going to stamp up every image twice, because I'm going to color them in with my Copic markers as well as my Prismacolor pencils. Lately I've been having a lot of fun coloring in two of the same cards but using different mediums. Here I'm showing you what baby wipes I use to clean off my stamps. I love these cheap ones from Walmart. It's the Walmart brand. It's called Parents' Choice, and I like it because they don't leave strings behind on your stamps once you clean them off with them. So right after I use my stamp, I like to try and clean it up so that I can just put it away and it's ready for the next time that I use it. So it's starting to feel a little bit more like fall here in Chicagoland. It's getting to the point where it feels good to have a jacket in the morning when I walk my daughter to the school bus. And it put me in the mood to make a fall-time card. MFT introduced this stamp set in the fall of 2016, but I'm just now pulling it out to use it. The image that really sold me on this stamp set was this cute little scarecrow. I just love scarecrows. So after I finish coloring in this first little scarecrow, I'm going to color in the second one with my Prismacolor pencils. I really couldn't say which medium I like the best because I love them both. And once both of my cards were finished, I really couldn't say which I liked better either. The Prismacolor pencils and the Copics just give you different looks. They're both fabulous. I'm going to leave you now with some music. You can watch my coloring and decide for yourself which one you like the best. that my coloring is completed, I'm going to die cut these images with the coordinating dies. I'm going to tape them into place with some micropore tape. One of my favorite parts of this process is pulling them out from the little dies. They always look so cute once they're cut out nicely like this. Having the coordinating dies sure saves a lot of time of fussy cutting out your images. I'm going to use some more dies to cut out the panels of my cards. I do prefer the ones that have the faux stitching around them, and I'm also going to use a frame die. I'm making up the card bases with some Nina Solar White 110-pound cardstock. They're going to be standard size cards. They are 5.5 inches by 4 1/4, and I'm going to make them into side folding cards. Now I can go ahead and adhere all of my elements together on my card panel. I'm using some dry adhesive to put on these little frames. Before I adhere the images onto my card panel, I'm going to stamp out the sentiment. I'm going to use my mini Misty for this just so I get it right the first time. And it's going to say, "You are a blessing." I'm using some more Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink for this. I end up stamping out this sentiment twice just so the impression is good and dark. And then I can just change out the panel, put the second one in, and it's just all ready to go. All I have to do is put some ink on that. I'm going to use some foam squares on the back of my little scarecrow, as well as the little bluebird, just to give some more dimension to the card. And I'm just cutting down one of these foam squares to make it fit. He's the first image I'm going to adhere to my card base. And then all of the other images I'm just going to make fit around him. I wanted to have the little bluebird sitting on his hat, so I popped him up with foam tape as well. I'm using some more tape runner for my sunflower. And then for my little pumpkins, I'm going to be using glue dots. I don't want the whole back of it covered with glue because I'm going to be tying some twine around them. And so I thought the glue dots would just be perfect just to put little dabs of glue here and there. I'm going to use glue dots for all of the rest of the little images as well. Now that all of my images are adhered to my card panel, I'm going to go in with some twine. I thought that just gave a cute touch to these little pumpkins. It was not an easy task to tie little teeny tiny bows around these pumpkins, but I was able to do it, and I did put a little glue dot behind that bow once I had it situated and once I fussed with it a bit. Thank you all so much for subscribing and liking my videos and leaving comments. I really do appreciate all of that. So here are my two cards side by side. Here's the Copic card. And this second one is the Prismacolor pencil card. They both just have very different looks, but they were a lot of fun to put together. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful week. Bye.